Let me ask you a question. Why should somebody do business with you? Seriously, think about that for a minute. Is your answer going to be because you're the best? Come on, that's what everybody else is saying. Every website, every content, every commercial, every social media post, things like we care more, we work harder, we put our customers first, we have the best training. Cool, that's what everybody else is saying too. And that's the problem. Most business owners are incredible at what they do, but they're terrible at explaining why they and their business matters. Their marketing sounds like everybody else, and that's when their message gets buried. And then they wonder why customers scroll right past them. If your marketing sounds like everybody else, your business becomes invisible. And I know that personally, because there was a time in my life when I was working nonstop, completely overwhelmed, and honestly losing myself in my own business. That's why this podcast exists. Welcome to Say It So They Get It. This show is where I'm going to help business owners uncover the message that makes people finally stop, listen, and understand why they are different. Hi, everybody. I'm Sean Deegan, and welcome to the very first episode of Say It So They Get It. I'm the host and the founder of Guardian Business Coaching. This podcast was created for business owners who are great at what they do, but struggle to clearly communicate why customers should choose them. And honestly, that's most businesses. Not because the business isn't talented or good at what they do, and not because they don't care, but because they start to sound like everyone else in the marketplace. So this show is going to be about fixing that. Not with gimmicks, not with fake hype, but with clarity and real conversations, helping owners discover what truly makes them stand apart, telling their story, because, people love stories. And before I start bringing guests onto the show, I wanted to take this first episode to share why this podcast matters so much to me personally. Because it isn't theory for me. I lived this. Not long after I started my business, I found myself jumping out of the shower, running across the house, dripping wet, soap on me, running past my wife, who couldn't understand what was going on and was sitting in disbelief, running to my desk for another inspection lead. I remember sitting down, a little chilly, trying to catch my breath. And then I realized my calendar was already full. I didn't have room for this appointment. And in that moment, I realized something that hit me hard. I hadn't just run out of time. I had lost my life to my business. I was working 6-7 days a week. My income was up, but my profits were pretty stagnant. I was doing the trading every second for $1. And eventually I realized there's no 8th day of the week to squeeze work into. The worst part wasn't even the money. It was falling asleep in my recliner 8:30 at night because I was completely exhausted, physically and mentally. I had no energy to play with my daughter, Madeline, who is my princess. Does this sound familiar? Oh, let daddy finish this and then we'll do that. Let mommy finish this and then we'll go do this. And I didn't have any energy to have any meaningful conversations with my wife. So on paper, maybe things look successful, but personally, I was a million miles away from the people I love the most. The people that when I started this business, I said, we're going to do the things that we've always wanted to do. We'll have more money, more time. It wasn't what happened. And if you're listening right now, feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, stretched thin, I want you to hear me when I say this. You are not alone. There are so many business owners carrying a pressure that nobody else sees. You're trying to provide, you're trying to grow, you're trying to keep everything moving, but slowly realizing the business you build is starting to own you. That realization changed everything for me because I knew more hustle wasn't the answer. I didn't need to work harder. I needed a better strategy. And that's when I discovered the idea that changed how I look at my business. Precision. Not chaos, not random marketing, definitely not throwing content at the wall hoping something sticks, but true precision. And honestly, I'd already learned this lesson years ago during my firearms training with the Pima County Sheriff's Department. There was a phrase that the instructors used all the time. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. If you rush, you miss. But if you slow down, master the mechanics, you become faster and more effective than you ever thought possible. And that lesson hit me hard when I started looking at my business and my business marketing, because so many businesses are out there spraying and praying, posting constantly, running ads, trying threads, copying competitors, or worse, they've hired a marketing company who is putting the same content out that they are for everybody else that they manage. What most people never truly figure out is they need to talk about what makes them and their business different. They need to share their story. People love stories. Most businesses have never even clarified their message. And if customers can't immediately understand why you matter, you're going to disappear into that noise. And that realization became an obsession for me. I started to realize something really important. Most businesses don't have a lead problem. They have a clarity problem, a positioning problem, a systems problem, and a profit leak problem. All of this is part of what I teach inside my Jumpstart 12 framework through my Guardian business coaching. But the number one thing that I address with my clients is their market dominating position, because that is one of the key areas where a business owner can improve to increase profits and create more freedom without spending any more money on marketing. Because most businesses have hidden opportunities sitting right in front of them. They just haven't uncovered them yet. I started studying positioning, messaging, market psychology, and customer behavior. And eventually I realized something incredibly important. The market doesn't reward the best business. It rewards the business that people remember. And that's where market dominating position became so important to my coaching. Listen to the TV and radio about an HVAC company, air conditioning company, or a plumbing company. They're all saying the same thing. They're not telling their story. They're not standing out. They're not being remembered. But every business has a hidden gold mine inside. Most owners struggle to clearly communicate it because they're so focused on doing the job and not sharing their story. That's why I created Say It So They Get It. This podcast is designed to sit down with real business owners and uncover the thing that makes them stand apart. I'm not talking about fake marketing language, no polished buzzwords, but a real differentiation. So every guest who comes onto the show, they're going to have expertise. They have value, but more important, they have a story. And my job is going to be to help pull that message out that makes people finally understand why they and their business matter. And the cool part is this isn't going to be just an interview, not something they can say, hey, I was on the show for 30 minutes, listen to it. But I'm using a software when I do this that will help to create a full content experience for every guest. So when somebody comes onto the show, they're not going to just get the exposure of the show. They're going to leave with social media clips, short form content, reels, authority building videos, shareable moments of this show. So this is going to be content that help them market themselves long after the episode airs. And that matters because great business owners, they deserve great visibility. And honestly, a lot of incredible businesses are getting overlooked simply because their message isn't clear enough yet. And that's what we're going to change. So who's this show for? It's for a business owner who feels buried in the noise. The entrepreneur who knows they're good at what they do, but they struggle to explain it in a way that instantly clicks. It's for a service provider who's tired of sounding exactly like their competitors. It's for a business owner who's posting online wondering why nobody's paying attention. And maybe most importantly, this show is for the person who's exhausted. The person trying to build success without losing their family, their health, or themselves in the process. Because like I said, I was there. And I want you to know there's another way to do this. You don't have to scream louder. You don't have to hustle harder. You need clarity and positioning. And you need a message that people actually remember. So if you're listening to this right now and something inside of you is saying, man, I think my business does sound like everybody else. Well, that's good because that awareness is the beginning. Once you see it, you can start fixing it. And honestly, I would love to help. If you're a business owner who wants to sharpen your message, uncover your market dominating position, and walk away with content that helps you finally stand out online, this show was built for you. I'm going to have real conversations, share real stories with real businesses. No pretending, no fake guru message, just honest conversations designed to help good businesses become unforgettable. Thank you for being here on episode 1 of Say It So They Get It. I genuinely appreciate you spending this time with me. And if this episode connected with you, share it with another business owner who needs to hear it. You can subscribe to the show, follow along, and if you want to be a future guest, I would love to hear your story and help you share it. Because when you say it so they get it, the right people are going to lean in. And clarity changes everything. I'll see you in the next episode.